Well, that's interesting. Well, we got a lot of comments, though. Folks got started early because you're in the right place at the right time. Well, thank you so much. How does the Army make water out of thin air? Dehydrators work. So I do it right here. Hi, my friends. Yeah, so for those just joining, this is a community chat session for the subscribers of my channel, Green Rigs. There's many of us that do like to get together and chat. Some of we just lost some. Okay, we only got four in the room interested. So we have a lot of topics to discuss. I know some channels started out listing their topics for the chat session, but I don't hadn't been doing that. I've been putting fun titles in here. Maybe that's not the thing to do, eh? Six in the room so far. And Sassafras said, "Good evening, tribe. Won't be making it tonight. Uh-oh, Miss Bennett on Wednesday night, too. Tired of you. Oh, well, bless you. Working and remodeling my own place. Well, I guess that'll zap you. Well, Sassafras Red, take care, man. Get some rest. Love the title. All right, Sonny Morris, love the title. See, that's what I'm saying. I like to pick little fun titles. Now, a lot of your channels, when they do a live session, they'll pick a topic, and that's their title. But, sometimes it's just fun to have fun. I mean, my gosh, I put all these really serious videos out there. So we got to kick back and have a little fun on occasion, right? Especially when we're trying to be a community here. So, just the title, You Be in the Spirit. Well, thank you there, High Country Homestead. Hey, like my hat. Condensation. That's right, condensation. Dehumidifiers, they do it really well. Also, you can do it passively. There's this things called water workers that do that passively. How do we control the future by our? Do we control the future by our thoughts? Yeah, I believe we do to a large degree. A lot of other people are playing their thoughts into it too, but I believe that you kind of play your own self down your own future a lot by how you think. That your mind just goes down the different alternative pathways that are available to us in this multiverse. That's what I talk about when I talk about the universe and the solo cup. We wouldn't have free will, but what we do know simultaneously for that to be true, and you'd have, and for you to have free will, we've got to have multiverse. But physics allows for that now. Funny enough, isn't that strange? Let's see. Tracy, how you doing? Now we got people coming. High Country Homestead. There, all right, all right. Chief Redbird, late. Sorry about that, but I had things to do today. I Yeah, I just got back from Christmas shopping, but I did a bunch of other things today. I mean, I worked today. Plus, sharecropping title. We can talk about it some. And I just did that video. 10 days till doomsday. Boom. 10 days to boomsday. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So, what's that all about? Well, it's about the 21st. It's about the winter solstice. It's about the great conjunction. It's about Stacy Zavicki's vision. Some people think it's about the Mayan calendar, but I've said, Paul Begley is talking about the Mayan calendar as a function of the Gregorian calendar versus the Julian calendar. It's not but 14 days difference. So it's not 11 days per year, 8 years. No, 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 no. That's not right. Well, leave it to a rocket science. I'm surprised these channels go up there, and I've seen two or three channels talking that, and they get like tens of thousands of views, and nobody says anything about it. Hey, I make mistakes occasionally. Like I'm bad to say the wrong date. Like one of my videos, I said, "Hello, this is the 5th of January." Well, I meant December. Sometimes my mind just thinks ahead. Like I said, all time runs together in reality, right? So, okay. Well, we got 13 people. Ow, I'm buffering already. Gee. I just had a lot of stuff to do today, but I thought it'd be fun to get on here and do a session anyway. Buffering gets aggravating. I know it sure does. Aggravating. Lady Dagger says, "How you doing?" Got all my loyal friends in here. Greg, interesting coincidence or comparison, but your last video was talking about the 10 days the Cherokee Mayan, and Hopi had all the same belief in the fifth world. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Grims are as engines everywhere. I bought something with an engine today. What do you think I bought? What would y'all think that Greg Allison would have bought today with an engine in it? Anybody want to venture a guess? Greg, I emailed you at greengregs.com about sharecropping. I know that you're busy. Yeah, okay, I hadn't logged on to that today. I hadn't even logged on to my email today. I'm not making y'all drunk swinging back and forth here. Yeah, I got to look in there. I've got some emails I got to get to, and that's what I asked people to email me on that topic for. I don't want to get drowned. That's my business email. I don't want to get drowned by a lot of chit chat. And the How 5 Space email is just for tribe and Freedom Foundation stuff. A couple of people email it a lot to chit chat with me. I'm not the one that really reads that channel too much of that email. I do some, but it's more a couple of ladies I got that have been putting together a list. So, all right. Rototiller. Rototiller is what you said first one was tractor. Well, those are good guesses. Tractor. I got a tractor. I've got 2 rototillers and a walk behind tractor also, which is in the shop. Been there for over a year. I got to do something about that. High Country Home says, we can strive for so much more. We need to believe in so much more. Amen to that. Thomas Weary. I think you're onto something. Such heaven and earth that are dreamt of in any human philosophy. Interesting. Good way to put it. So, should we walk outside and look at what I'm up to? Oh, by the way, my well is pumping now. I have water. Yeah, happy Friday to you, Greg, says LD Chris Generating. Well, thank you. We'll take a walk outside. Now, my battery is only like 50%, so I can't be unplugged too long. I thought about starting this video outside, but I just finished eating. And I just now finished eating. So let's go outside. Let's have a little walk. It's dark out there right now. I don't think it's so cold I need a jacket at the moment. Maybe not. So I'll show y'all what Green Greg's has been up to today, this evening. Wow. You ever watched Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds? Hang on. I think I'm green. Let's see here. Hang on. I'll walk around. It's about to start raining. It's cloudy here right now. I'll turn the camera. Dadgummit, keep hitting the flasher on this camera. Well, not camera, on this flashlight. Alrighty, guys, let's turn the camera around. Boy, it didn't click. Zooming along. They say they're going. Some say it's going to be tighter on the 21st of December than it was when they came together as the Star of Bethlehem. Is that significant? What does that mean? Does that mean something? I don't know. So here's my truck, as y'all might recall, with a 454, which is a 7.5 liter engine. Betsy Blue. And I drove her just a couple days ago. I got to get in here and look at my trailer brake system in it because it's got an LED that's been on. I don't see it right now. They'll run the battery down. Hope not. The LED may be off. Hope it didn't run my battery down. I could open it up and see if I can turn the headlight. There's some flash in here. There's an LED. Shouldn't be anything flashing. I got some juice on the battery. Not as much as I like to see, though. Not as much as I like to see. Oops. I'm trying not to show you right off. All right. Yes, I got it. Thomas was right. Thomas was right. Thomas got it. and tell me, move that bus. How you like that, guys? Here it is. It's nice. I can walk inside. It was a lot bigger than what I was thinking about making a little living arrangement out of my little van, my caravan. This is huge compared to that. Huge. What I think I'll do is come back here somewhere, partition off, and use this back here for cargo hauling space. I got tons of room going back up through there. Woo-wee. Got this nice hatch in the ceiling. Come out. Speakers, lights. Got a cabinet in here. That's the beginnings of the fixings for making it home-like. So I might use it initially just to store some stuff in while I'm getting some other things ready. I got to get some stuff out of the house. But, you know, guys, you may not know it, but I am also in the process of buying a property in Arizona. And I might just leave this out there to live in and go back and forth in my vans. Although this would be good for hauling worms out there and back and forth. A lot better than my vans. Whole lot's better than that. So this is it, guys. I just bought this bus today. And I was trying to get it early enough so I could go in and get all the paperwork done and get the tag. But the insurance company, because this was a conversion from a school bus to RV, they couldn't get it fast enough, so I didn't get either my insurance or my tag today. Dadgummit. But I did get everything notarized on the paperwork. So there we are, guys. I got a Thomas built bus, which is now an RV. Still got all that still works, all the school lights. Still works on it. This thing was in Illinois, sorry. It was an Illinois bus. Ain't that cool? I really thought I wasn't gonna be able to get it because it did come down the price some for me, but that helped. But I had a cost overrun for the AC unit. I had a bill that ran a lot higher than I expected. And I started running into some problems I probably wouldn't run into if I didn't commit to buying that property. So yeah, I was running some issues, and I thought I was going to lose my opportunity to get the bus. What the heck am I here? But what happened? Whoa! Turn this thing on the wrong way. What happened is that the bus. Well, I had a friend loan me some money, kind of get me through till next month or two. So yeah, I got in a little bit of a tight. I just was almost having to give it up, but it was such a good deal. I hated to give it up, and I know I'll use it. I know, especially going to Arizona, I'm gonna need it. And I know you don't get a deal like I just got on it just anywhere, anytime. So it was like kind of like meant to happen almost. And I don't think she ever, maybe I'm wrong, she just like saw me and asked me about buying a bus from when I went to the flea market one day. And, I just wasn't right at that moment. Well, I don't believe she ever asked that to anybody else. I believe it just struck her to ask me for some strange reason. That's the way it came across to me. And as far as I know, they never talked about selling it to anybody else. Well, first it was their smaller bus, then it was their big bus. Hang on, guys, I'm gonna turn on well, that's an odd looking thing on my camera. Like a band or something on my screen. Even when it was dark, that was strange. There's my tractor. See my geisha mule. Hope my battery don't die when we walking out here. Let's go back in and plug it in a minute. All right, I'm wearing my better shoes out here, which ain't saying much. My better shoes aren't all great. They got holes in them starting to. Yeah, but it's getting muddy out here because that guy was back here driving around and running water. Pumping it out of my well today. I made a mess out here doing that. So what they did is they trenched this road. They trenched back the greenhouse. So I got well water right there right now. And it's running, there's a line. They dug up the road here. There's a trench dug in there. And they put a pipe. I'll go out here in the daytime and walk through this too. But there's a wire from the greenhouse and a pipe of water to go into the greenhouse, which also goes to my house, but it's turned off. Well, in there, I got to get this water tested, see what it's like. You know, I don't know if I want to walk back up in there in my shoes I got on or not, because I'm going to get mud over them. Just be careful with the step. All the gravel I put down, I still got mud everywhere. Man, I'm going to put down a lot of gravel. Still got gravel. And that's the well house. There's actually the pump, not the pump, the water tank is inside of it. There's the well head. The line runs underneath, the wires run underneath here. The pump itself is down inside the well. There's a pipe going out to there. And they're supposed to be checking for me to put on my manual pump out here. I'll take it back with them. I told them I wanted that manual pump in the system. So, back on here, he told me he had me a little place so I could start running this out here to my other little project site. I don't know, I ain't seen it. Maybe it's on the other side over there. I ain't wanting to walk around that mud too much. So, the ground's pretty solid right here. Really solid right here. What I'm thinking to do is bring that bus up here, park it like right here. It's 40 foot long. It's got a short wheelbase, that's going to help. It's going to help with a lot. I might park it there for now until I take it to Arizona. I don't know, I might leave it there, or I might take it back and forth. It's possible too, just go back and forth in it. Maybe I won't leave it there. Might be a better idea. I hear the pack rats are real bad out there. Or they'll get up inside your engine. So if I leave it there, I won't leave it on my farm. I got some friends that's got a barn I'll take it to until I can get structures built there. The whole idea is to eventually build a... So what I want to do is back here I want to build my universal habitat concept. And I want to build one in Arizona too. I'll probably put another greenhouse back up there eventually. So my dad's estate, hopefully will sell his houses sometime. He had 2 houses. Sometime early next year. If we do, that'll give me money to finish developing this farm, do some fix up on my house, and the one out there too. And what I'm looking for, when I did all these videos over the last weekend, I did all these videos about sharecropping and sharecropping my farm. And I've been posting those because if I'm going back and forth, I'm going to need people to run both places on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to need to actually just turn over the operations to other people. And I'll be, you know, helping out at the higher level and selling the worms and some of the other stuff. But I'll need to be going back and forth a lot, kind of looking after things. And I want to concentrate on these habitat projects. I mean, to me, that's the future. And I want to really get that going. That and some other related things that I want to do. And the cool thing is, so I've got bug out bags. So I should start doing videos on bug out bags. I got a bicycle. I got several bicycles. I should fix one of them up as a bug out bike. Then I can fix up one of my vans. I got 2 vans. They're old vans. Hey, that bus is the newest thing on. It's 2002. All these things are 98s. 98 Town and Country. It runs good. So I can have me a bug out van and a bug out bus. Bug out bag, bug out bike, bug out van, and bug out bus. That'd be the bug out man, right? All right. Hang on. Too bright. Now I'm blind. I can't see. Maybe from where they shine flash. They did like no budget practically. Made a killing on the movie. It's amazing what people do sometimes. Blair Witch. I think, was that the name of it? Was that the name of it? All right. Yeah, I had this cap on my earlier video. We should change it back to my camel cap. I don't want to get the one I got on messed up. This is my Rex cap. Light, but check out my light. Survivor lights. Crap. But I like one that's I can sight a lot easier. Hooey! Let me plug this phone back in. See what you guys are saying to me. You guys are, oh, we got 28 in the room. Awesome. Awesome blossom. All righty. Let's see what folks got to say here. And Chris Newton's in Florida. Okay. Frozen Mortal Heidi. Hello, also Tracy. Karma Works. Got the prayers and the books. I already read some of these comments. And Thomas Weary, got it. Bus, yes. Happy Friday to Greg, says LD Chris. Thank you. Happy Friday to y'all on weekend. Frozen Morals, awesome. What's for Den Den? Yeah, Rex hat. Rex gave me this after we'd went through. It was so weird. It was so weird. He had selected this hat was long predestined to be mine for days before I got it. What Rex did not know was I was going to take him through the Mount Hollywood tunnel and talk to him about the weird coincidences vis-a-vis the Chris Lord guy and the roles he played, which was so often messianic. And we were talking about the Marty McFly scene in that tunnel where, Doc Brown rescues Marty McFly. And of course, Bill winds up hitting the manure truck as usual. And so, we were talking about that, walking through that tunnel. And that's when, Rex starts chanting, Hugh, which is 432 hertz, which I didn't know that at the time. And of course, I would later ask him why he was chanting my middle name. And he said, well, it's like Om. And of course, now I see it listed as the God frequency in some places. So we're walking down the tunnel, and he's chanted Hugh 3 times. Just Hugh. And then I belted out, hello, real loud. And we didn't know it at the moment, but later when we looked at our video, both of our cameras captured the light going down the tunnel from my voice when I said halo, and that was weird. But we didn't know that yet. After we got back that evening. But as soon as we got back, we were filming for that TV show that went on to I believe it posted Strange Earth. I never actually seen a full episode of it. All I seen was some video somebody snipped off for me and sent to me because I don't have cable TV. So I was all over TV and didn't even watch it. So, but when Rex and I got back to our hotel, he said, Greg, I got something to give you. He opens the van up, and this was the only hat he had in there. And this was actually the Marty McFly edition because he wore a silver hat, much like this one, except it didn't have this cool time traveler thing on it, which is also in honor of the Back to the Future. And of course, this says tinfoil cap. So it's an official tinfoil cap. So, I just thought that was just so coincidental, so uncanny, so awesome that we had that session. We went to a place to make video for a TV show about strange video anomalies. We generate a strange video anomaly walking through the Marty McFly tunnel, or the tunnel, Mount Hollywood tunnel, there next to the Griffith Observatory. And we get back, and he's got the Marty McFly cap to give me. Wow. And that is just off the charts. Wow. You couldn't make that stuff up. You just couldn't make it up, guys. A lot of people, your bandwidth is lagging, Gandalf. Sorry about that. Right now I'm using a cell phone because I knew I was going to walk outside. It don't make no difference whether I use a cell phone or I go straight off this Wi-Fi. It does the same thing. Bug out, but I hope the game ain't over. I don't know. Of course, our lights may go out. Stacy Zavicki's right. If the lights go out on 21st of December, well, you heard it on my channel first, unless you were watching her earlier. I've been telling people about that for some time. If it's the 21st of December and your lights go out, well, you might know what happened. I think you'll bleed out from your ankles before that happens. Well, I hope I ain't bleeding out from my ankles, but before the lights go out? Oh, here's something. I think we will have a gravitational pull that might mess with the rotation of the planets. That's what Craig was referring to. Okay. Gravitational pull from what? I ain't seen no signs of any Nibiru anywhere near here. Seat isn't bad. Well, it's only got the one seat. Where did you steal that bus from? You haven't been watching my flea market videos, have you? That's the biggest and most expensive thing I ever bought at the flea market. But you go to flea markets to buy buses? That's one of the reasons I've been going to that flea market a lot. I've been checking on that bus. Well, I've been doing tool runs, but I've been checking on that bus and talking to the people that sold it to me. So that's a big part of what that was all about. And I'll still go because everybody seems to really like those flea market sessions. I had no idea how much people were going to like that. Yeah. You guys seem to really like it when we go shopping at the flea market. But that is the biggest and most expensive thing I ever bought at a flea market. In fact, everything I ever bought in the flea market would probably fit in the very back of that bus. For all the tools I bought and everything all together, and pots and bells, and it wasn't, that bus will still have a lot of empty room in it. And I'm going to tell you what, that bus cost a whole lot more money than all that other stuff combined. But don't y'all go to the flea markets to buy buses? RVs? Bug out vehicles? So you never know what old Green Greg's is going to do you? Hope you got a legit license to drive that thing. Well, since it's been converted to an RV, I can drive it on a regular driver's license. That's what I'm told. I don't need a CD for it. So, but it does have air brakes. Runs good. I drove it again today. I drove it down to the flea market back a couple weeks ago, and I drove it around today. So it's running good. Cranks right up, no problem. It's a good bus. The other one I was thinking about buying for a lot less money was going to have a mainsail put in it. It was going to need work. It was rougher. So this is a better bus. I don't have to mess with it. Clouds are nature's thermal blanket. They are. Moderated to Earth. You're right, Vicky. Rebel Rose. When I drove a bus, I had to have a Class B. Well, yeah, you usually do. Especially if you got the air brakes in it. But I'm told since it got classified as an RV, you don't have to have a class driver's license other than just a regular driver's license to drive an RV. That's what they tell me. That's why they got the bus reclassified as an RV. That's what's on the title. The title says RV somewhere. I'm going to have to send off and get another title. But it's, I can't hardly read it here. It says RV right there. Well, where's my camera? It should be right here. Can't focus though. Won't focus. Okay, well, whatever. She ain't focusing. Anywho. Yeah, we're not hauling any children. Exactly, Rebel Rose. Big RVs, you don't need a special license. That's the whole philosophy right there. Time will tell, says Dr. J. Man's Place. Exactly. And I suppose we're talking about the 21st. What does it mean? 3 inches today. Another snow, Rebel Rose says. Wow, cool. No, my NASA status ain't got anything to make them making a driver's license exempt. I did have a military driver's license at one time when I was National Guard. I drove deuce and a half trucks and pulled a trailer that had two 5 kW generators on it, gas generators. And the deuce and a half had a shelter mounted on the back that had these three microwave radio systems that we'd use to configure into repeater stations. We'd have had a big antenna. We'd foist that thing 70 foot in the sky, big dish antenna. Good man. Scratch, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I got the bus. Yeah, it's the same bus we looked at before. Blurry video, audio's okay. It's a stupid phone. It's a stupid phone. Just armor plate it. Darn, you know, things are already really heavy. I'm getting better every day. Well, that's good to hear. Good to hear. And there says everybody says the same thing. Life is all about perception. Well, yeah, that's really it. Light therapy really works. So cool. You can tell us more about that. All that light stuff. Thought the tunnel looked familiar. Yeah. Now there are. Rex did video, and I did a video on it and put it on my Galactic Greg's channel. Now, I don't have as many videos on Galactic Greg, so you can probably find there a whole lot easier than finding it on Rex's video, his channel, because it's been over a year. Just right over a year since we did that. And I think I actually posted my video probably about this time after I got back from there. And I do link to his video too. So it's probably about here mid-December when we posted those videos last year. So you'll find a link. His video's a little better quality because he had a better camera than me. And of course, Rex played with it. He had all kind of video processing equipment that I don't have, and he really played with it and slowed mode it and got the X-ray version of it, and so I do all kind of analysis of it. He had fun with it. I prefer colder. When it's hot, you can only go naked. Yeah, you can only pull off so much. You can always add clothes. I always said that, Rebel Rose. I've got 3 cats, but I don't have that one. Okay, Scratch. Rebel Rose is taking off for a minute. Hey, Alfred, how you doing? Yeah, Scratch remembers the bus. Yeah, I've shown it a few times. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if the equipment is disconnected from the power and MPS, no effect on the silicon. If you've got equipment totally disconnected, that helps because we won't be picking up the longer wave radiation, especially from solar CMEs. But some of the waveforms in the EMP from a nuclear device are shorter. So you really need it in a Faraday cage. Now, military radio sets are built into a Faraday cage, but you still have to connect cables up. So we were told to always leave one system totally disconnected in case you had an EMP. That was your backup radio. So we really ran on 2 most of the time and had one as a backup. That was the theory. So we usually did relay where I was making. Now, some vans were set near where all the troops were, and they would be terminal stations. They would be the ones that pick up the signal and send it out or receive it from somewhere else and get it back to the camp because they would go where the campus are. But I always had the good fortune, since our sergeant wasn't as well liked in my group, that they sent us out in far-flung places, so we were all by ourselves. We were always the repeater station, which I kind of like that. I didn't want to be in those camps with all those guys, no way. I was a couple times, but I did prefer to be out to ourselves, somewhere in the boondocks, setting up a repeater station. Yeah, you had an effect on me. You got in my head there, Scratch. Hi, y'all. Can't remember what I was going to do. I'm here for now. Well, hope you like it here. So, flea market is about 60 miles from me. Not worth going. Well, okay. Yeah, it's a 2 hour ride at least, right? There is one that's farther than that from here that I used to sell at. It's called Mountaintop Flea Market. I can't remember the name of it the other day. It just pops right in my head. It's down south of where I grew up. Where I grew up is about 70, 80 miles from here. Maybe further. I'm going to put on my. Yeah, I'm more comfortable in this cap. I ain't worried about banging it. You know, you ain't gonna worry about messing it up. They're both warm. These are warm caps. I wouldn't want to wear them this summer. See, I wish some of the days healing technologies like light therapy had been available. Much of my ligaments and tendons were partially ripped off. Ooh, car accident. Well, Vicky, hope you got over that well enough. That's rough. Oh, scratch. What happened? After 6 weeks. Wow. Regular class D. Yeah. One of those buses, brand new, is 100,000. Woo! Everything else I got is antique. But she runs good. $100,000. Well, I've been told the engine's worth more than what I paid for it. But you know, if you buy an RV, you will pay a fortune for those things, about 80 grand. And they're usually boxy and clunky and leak. This will be a better vehicle than any, in my opinion. Once I fix it out in any RV you buy, plus it'll be made the way I want it. Of course, says Vicky. So we got the whining noise through your ears. Scratch, I might have to rewire you, my friend. Maybe we can retrofit you, Scratch. Run some of these up through you. Just kidding. Just kidding. The bus could use a cow catcher in the front. Yeah. And a rear frame mounted winches. Hey, yeah. I was thinking about putting a porch on. Yeah, it's funny. I used to have this old Mercury Monterey I used to run when I was a kid. It had a 390 in it. And I always threatened to put a cow catcher on the front of it and paint it black. I thought it would look really wicked with a cow catcher painted black. That car would fly. Zoom. It would fly. When I was a kid, I thought the objective of driving was to put the speedometer over to 120 and keep it there as long as possible, whether you had brakes or not. It's a miracle I'm alive. I mean, there's like a million miracles that I'm here. I need a Faraday cage as I collect radios. Well, gee, just get you a big garbage can and put a center block in the bottom of it and put some cardboard around the edges so that your equipment don't touch the metal shell anymore. That's all you got to do. And maybe get some metal tape to seal it around the top. Supreme Court hid under its desk. Oh, yeah. So what's I tell you about this court? This court was supposed to be the conservative court, right? Interesting, right? Interesting. Deep state. Deep state is wide, broad, and deep. AWACS channel is a pain. AWACS. You know, I think AWACS, I'm thinking of those airplanes that got the radar on top. AWACS channel is a pain. Is that what you're talking about there, Dr. G-Man's place? Dr. G-Man, you've got the, looks like you've got the Space Force logo there. Is that what that is? Lady Dagger says, yes, I hear great show. I did the antibiotics, garlic infusions, apple cider vinegar. And guys, I do grow the garlic. I can tell you that. In fact, I got some garlic honey sitting up there. If I get in rough shape, I'm going to try it. Hey, I've almost got caught up here. No, maybe not. AWACS can be noisy. All right, Dr. Jim, what are we talking about when you say AWACS? I'm thinking of aircraft. Dan Beach, I'm ticked off. We don't need these people to live. You talking about the Court of Supreme don't care? Aircraft, okay. We are talking about the same thing too. I had visitors. They was chatting, and all of a sudden I was, hang on a sec. Speak. Yes, I can hear again. Yeah. Well, I'm really gonna make another run at it. I hear this state. How can you refuse to hear states suing other states? There's no other. That don't go to the lower court. How can they refuse that number of states? How can they refuse that? And by refusing it, what they're opening Pandora's box. They are seriously opening Pandora's box. Oh yeah, NASA relay. Oh yeah. I see what you're talking about. Yeah. All right. They're basically flying radar, but yeah, you can use those things for communication. They got quite a dish on them. Yeah, we used to put up a dish. How wide was that dish? It was a big dish. If you stood it up on the end, it was taller than I was. It was bigger in diameter than I was tall. And we had these. We would mount it. We had like a frame. We would set up on the ground, and it had tube that we'd put in. We'd have we'd mount the dish on top, and then we would run guy wires. We'd have to get these stakes. We'd have these stakes this big around and like 5 foot long. We'd have to pile drive them in the ground with a big sledgehammer, and we put our guy wires on the stakes. We ran them out, 4 of them. We ran them off from the corners of this thing, and I think we ran them out. You think 3 points would be a plane, but my memory says we did 4. I may be wrong, but we ran those things. Seemed like, I don't know, probably 30, 40 feet away from the thing. It was a good ways out. And then we would just put the tubes in, and we had a cranking jack. We'd hoist the tube, and we'd hoist it up. We'd have to set the azimuth and all right on it before we ran it up. And we'd run those things up 70 foot up in the sky. And if you were looking through trees, and the trees would start to blow and move around, you'd see the needles on the gain moving like the trees did on the meters on the radios. It was interesting on the scientist about the UFOs. My question is, does it seem like all of a sudden okay, I'm not falling in a frozen world. I think you're typing faster and your mind's outrunning your fingers there. Happens to me sometimes. I didn't do one on that. I did not do a video on that, actually. Rex did a video on it. Oh, I'm missing stuff here. Debbie, how you doing, Debbie? Raven Kiefer's in. Kamala Works. Oh, we got 50 people in the room now. So we're getting more here. What's your opinion about this CERN, and what do you think it's really for? What's your CERN thoughts? Okay, I've been asked about CERN. I've been asked about the Israeli guy. The Mandela effect has its way of changing the way the mind holds its own. There you go. Do you have some concern about CERN? Well, they've always had these atom smashers. So the atom smashers have that valid thing where they're trying to hunt particles at higher and higher energies and smaller and smaller size, and what they can discover. You can say that part's valid. And of course, some people say, well, the whole intent is to tear a hole in time space and open a dimension. Maybe. Most physicists and most people in the regular sciences would think that was hilarious and laugh it off. But all their ceremonies they had about it was so weird, and they were really in that direction. All the ceremonies were just so off the chart weird. A lot of weird ceremonies about that. So one wonder why create a mini black hole. If they did, that would not be a good thing. That could be the end of us. And some things that they probably ought not play with. when you don't really know the consequences of your outcome, why are you putting the whole world at risk? What gives you the right to put the entire world at risk so you can do this experiment because you want to know something about a Higgs boson? So you want to know that so bad you would risk the existence of the world? Even though the probability you would do is very low, but what if you're wrong? With small probability of catastrophic outcomes, even though the probability may be small, you already got to weigh it a lot more. So I'm a bit unhappy about some of that stuff. Dr. Martin Rees, wrote his book, The Final Hours, he called it, but that was his English American version of it. I think it's really about the final 100 years, but he realized in the United States you couldn't say that on the book. You had to be more sensationalist, and that's what the publishers told him. So he changed the title, The Final Hour. Sir Martin Rees writes about that kind of stuff. He writes about the chances a lot of these physicists take. And he's Astronomer Royal of Great Britain. So when he talks, people ought to pay attention. And he's not happy with that stuff. I got his book around here somewhere. And somebody told me that book is extremely expensive now, that somebody was trying to buy one off the internet, and it was like, I don't know, $5,000 or $6,000. What did I do with that book? Got it here somewhere. Yeah, I got a hardback with. I'm going, wow. I have to find that book. It's worth a lot of money, apparently. And I find that really interesting. Is that it? What is that book here? Nope. That's another book. Got a bookshelf here full of books. I know I took it off the bookshelf for a while to show and use for examples on my desk. So it's probably buried on my desk. Although the books I show from time to time. There's a strata of stuff that keeps coming through here all the time. Yeah. Maybe I'll get that all better organized soon. Sir Martin Rees. Check it out. So, what right do they have? It's the virtue of their passions to put the whole risk. See, think about stuff like that. What right do you have to put the entire planet at risk because you got mad at somebody else, or they got mad at you from two countries? I mean, Pakistan and India, they get into it, the whole world's going to suffer. You know, billions of people could be dying all over the world because they get into it. Really? What kind of insanity are we living in here? All right. Oh, and on the Israeli thing, Scratch goes, bad. Oh, that's Dan. Bad. What's bad, Dan? On the Israeli thing. That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know. That's interesting. But we're seeing more and more soft disclosure. It's just like trickling out. It's trickling out from the Pentagon. It's trickling out from people like him, like the defense minister from Canada, from just various people. It's just starting to trickle out. It's intentional. Are they trying to wake us up to some agenda? What does it mean? I don't know. CERN is ramped up during solar storms. That's interesting. That's interesting. So the I don't know, guys. Grays. A lot of people see these grays. I think the phenomenology described with those things is very coincident with the phenomenology that's been described with demons. So, what do you think? We don't see them coming and going like through space. They just pop in and pop out. So my gut feeling is they're from right here in an adjacent dimension, like right here. They're not from way out there. They're not space aliens. They're like next door neighbors from another dimension who come in here and wreck our house and run out. Airborne Warning Control System. Yep, AWACS. If the medical professionals don't toe Big Pharma's line, they can be persecuted. Wow, these are lies. Yep, that's sad. And that's sad. They got to toe the line of Big Pharma. Yeah, what happened to hydroxychloroquine, my friends? What happened to it? Yeah, I think it got scammed. Scratches. I personally think that the ritual things at CERN are just the nerdy science geeks having a laugh. Now that could be. We would do stuff like that. Yep, that could be. Or maybe they're trying to be artistic. See, nerdy people are usually the farthest thing from artistic in the world, in most cases. Although some are artistic. Hey, I write poetry. My kids are involved in. My son is a tattoo artist. I'm trying to turn this picture around. I put up Christmas lights. That mask right there, I carve. Y'all know I can carve. I've done woodwork. So I got a little bit. I'm not your typical engineer though. Well, not entirely. Of course, I did calculate the amount of energy it would take to evaporate 600 feet of the world's oceans all around. And the number I came back for was 2.8 trillion little boy atomic bombs. Don't forget that they said at first that they were trying to find out how Earth was created without God's help. Well, you know what? They might understand how God operates. God can set up a game and let it run. It don't mean he's got to stick his finger in and finger paint every little piece of it once he sets it all up and lets it run. That don't mean that he didn't do it. So their counter-rotating fields like Germany's were experimenting in the 30s and 40s. All right, guys. I've talked about that on Rex's show. Hang on. Turn this video around. I remember that. That's my whiteboard. I had a whiteboard before Rex did. Well, I had to put little bitty ones in that one. I have a hard time keeping my pens for them. Yeah, Rex started on whiteboards. Let's see. What's the name of the book? Oh, it's Our Final Hour by Sir Martin Rees. We all live in Whoville. Horton hears a who. Hey, I love that stuff. The Shiva statue likely refers to the chaos theory of creation, less likely actual reference to the destroyer aspect. And you're probably right, Raven Kiefer. Entropy. Well, entropy is the final end of everything. Heat death of the universe. Everything just peters out till there's nothing left but heat. Of course, as it's expanding, that's going to cool off too, right? So the heat's no longer heat. So the universe seems to be getting more energetic, moving apart faster, warming up. They say it's getting hotter. It's like somebody's blowing the bubble up. The whole universe is a bubble, and somebody's going blowing it up. And that's strange. I wonder if it's got to do with our multidimensional aspects of our universe. If there's, if a lot of what we're seeing as dark matter isn't just linkages and interactions with these other dimensions. I've always wondered that. The 27 dimensions, they say, yeah, it's more than that. Way more. God promises us a new heaven and a new earth, a world without end. Amen. World without end. Amen. Amen. As it was in the beginning, is now and ever shall be. World without end. watched Beneath the Planet of the Apes, and the New York Mutants had their own version of that song. They were singing to the Doomsday Bomb. And the church, the facility they were in was actually the Trinity Church. What was it? I don't want to say Trinity Methodist Church. What was it? It's the Trinity Church at the end of Wall Street. That is the church they were supposed to be in. I've been there. Robert Fulton's buried there, as is Alexander Hamilton. They're buried in that graveyard at the end of Wall Street. My father has light orbs fly around, or my granddaughter, her bedroom during her nap time. Wow. Very odd bugs or dust. They change direction. Rapid fill. Well, I want to make some coffee. I haven't had any coffee today. God's risen so fast that to be still is to know God. Some people say that, be still in God. I got messages popping up blocking my screen. I hate that. All these notifications. I hate them. I wish I could turn every one of them off at one fell swoop. That's not the best speaking of enlightenment. So, Raven Kiefer, what do you do, buddy? What's your job? What's your career? You got some interesting insights. The power of thought is the most powerful thing there is. There you go, Dr. G-Man's place. So what's your logo there, Mr. G-Man? It looks kind of like a, it's a little bitty thing from what I can see, but it looks a whole lot like a Space Force logo. Orbs of Spirit, vibrating. Yeah, no coffee today. Amen. I just sang with you, Greg. World without end. Amen. Amen. What do you think about so many conservatives discussing or wanting secession? How quickly do we get attacked if that were to happen? Okay, Pisces Dream. By the way, I'm Piscean. Well, we may not get attacked if we are in the seceding states, because I just don't know how many people from the other side really want to fight. Of course, the Army, those from the people from those states that aren't part of it, would probably activate. The military would split. It would split. Civil War is the ugliest thing you can imagine, but I've got a solution for it. But Jeffrey Dowry, Jeffrey Daugherty was just doing a session on that right when we started the session, and I popped it open. I didn't want to say anything because everybody starts saying hi to me, and I didn't have time to type back because I was still eating and getting ready for this session. But he actually had a interesting insight. Says, well, all the red states got to do is just withhold food and fuel from the blue states, and they'll fall apart in about 3 weeks. No shots required. That's probably about it, because most of the fuel is coming from red states, except like Illinois, but most of the counties out of Illinois don't want no part of it anyway. You still don't even know. The virulent in physics is faith. Valerie, it's the kind of camera you watch with a monitor in a different room. Well, he's showing infrared. Yeah, I want to do some coffee here soon. Yeah, we've been seeing these orders for years. Some people say, well, it's just dust motes. It's the way the dust captures the camo picture, but you see them moving around. And, there may be some truth to that, but there may be some other things too. Maybe there are some conscious orbs. So maybe it's a mix. Wow. Yeah, I should have made some coffee. The Colonel's secret recipe. 11 special spices, right? Oh, you have tons of pictures ordered, Rebel. Yeah, Rebel, I've been seeing some odd things too. I actually kind of sort of came out with it on Rex's show, but in my profession, you do well to keep your mouth shut about such things. But I've seen some odd things. My hair's catching. I haven't made my head sometimes. All right. Yeah, guys, I'm going to have to hit the coffee pot. I got to brew some coffee and jump in the pot and do the backstroke. Scratch. Always interesting orders because the videos went early on one morning in a field in the middle of nowhere. You saw it with your bare, let's see, could only be seen with infrared scope. What about the crop circles there, Scratch? Like, don't you have crop circles somewhere close to you? Do they make those anywhere around your area? Some people claim that there's some lights in the field associated with that. Oh, okay. Angels. Well, they're not bothering her, are they? You got space for us. That's what I thought. So, G-Man, what do you do? Raven Kiefer, Ben Arthur, was ABC specialist in the 80s to 2002. So, atomic, biological, and chemical. I take it that's your ABC, not the news network. Atomic, biological, and chemical. That is what I take from you there, Mr. Raven Kiefer. You are spot on some of this stuff. Yeah, I know it has been a long day. And I'm not having coffee. I live on coffee and I hadn't even brewed any today. You've seen morning war games. Yeah, I've seen that. Like tic-tac-toe, no one wins. Well, no one wins if you're both good at it. It don't take long to get good at it, though, does it? War games in Red Dawn. Well, there you go, Pisces. Do you think like China or Iran will capitalize on such a weak moment? That was part of what I talked about in my video. If y'all remember, I just did this video before this one called 10 Days Till Doomsday. I was talking about, in day's 11th, I was talking about the 21st. 10 days to doomsday. I wonder how she's doing. Got 1,800 views. And I posted it 3 hours and 20 minutes ago. 1,846. Not as many as other channels have gotten. Paul Begley posted a video on that topic, and he had almost 8,000 views in not 30 minutes, maybe an hour. But he was believing in the Mayan calendar being coincidental with our Gregorian calendar, because he thought there was an 11-day difference between the Julian and the Gregorian calendar, and that's not the case. So he was wrong. He's been putting that out for a couple of weeks, and other channels have been talking about it constantly, and it's just not even right. It's not right. It's not true. So I busted that one, but I still think this, especially given the, what really catches my attention is that Stacy Zavicki had to stream some time back of 2 missiles being launched offshore from Venezuela to the United States, causing EMP. And she is a dairy worker and a homesteader. She has no training in engineering, military systems, electronics, and yet she had this dream about an EMP event. Now, I think that's a perfect way for God to teach. If God came to somebody like me, everybody go, well, yeah, you know that because you're an electrical engineer, you're a space guy, you held 2 power grid defense conferences. No, I think it has more meaning when it comes to somebody that hasn't been involved in these kind of things. How do they dream the stuff up? How did Stacy dream that up? How did she dream up the idea that they would fire from offshore of Venezuela, of all places? And to me, it's always been the case that I thought that, one, you attack from the south and we're not watching, and two, you come off some unstable country, and now we've got an unstable country down there in Venezuela. And just so happens that India, China, not India, that Iran, China, and Russia and North Korea are all involved in, I didn't mean to say India, in Venezuela. And they all are apparently capable of doing this. And just on top of that, suddenly we're issuing all these warnings to Venezuela: don't put missiles there, don't put missiles there. And that's just what she saw, just exactly what she saw. And so it's getting really weird. That don't mean it's going to happen, my friends. And in her dream and her vision, she said that we could repent and it wouldn't happen. It's that simple. If enough of us repent. Well, holy smokes, guys, but her dream also didn't say it was going to happen on the 21st of December. She was told to be prepared by the 21st of December, whatever that means. So, and when we had the Christmas star, the Star of Bethlehem, coincident with winter solstice. That's kind of interesting. It's interesting. That's all I can say about it. It's interesting. If nothing else, it'd be a pretty sight to look at in the sky. At the best. It's definitely something to watch, something to see. It's not something most people ever get to see because lives are short and it takes place over the span of hundreds of years. So it's definitely worth watching to see what the Magi saw. Apparently, this is even more coincident. So if that was a sign of the Son of Man coming, what does this mean? What does this portend? Vicki, what do you think about it? What do you think, Vicki? What's your opinion on this? So I'm not saying, I don't know. It's just strange. There's just a lot of odd things here. But, it would be easy to dismiss Stacy Zavicki out of hand. Oh, well, she's just dreaming stuff. But the tenacity of the dream, the accuracy of the dream, the brilliant military strategy laid out in it is something that most professional tacticians and analysts don't get. That it comes from a lady who was milking cows for a living and running a homestead. It is spectacular. Spectacular. Divine and inspiration. That's why it got my attention. That's why I've had her on my channel several times. Look, I work in the world of engineering where they don't believe in anything that's not physical, usually, although there are, religious people amongst us. But, usually if you talk about things that's not just everyday science and physics, you're going to get laughed at. Especially if you're talking keys and things like that. But so I take some of my audience and coworkers talking these things, but Jesus, what she dreamed was just off the charts. And what can happen in the worst case scenarios and military tactics. Because how do you know who did it? And we're probably going to blame Iran irregardless because we were just told them not to send their missiles there. So if you're a country like China and you want to take advantage of the situation, you make it look like Iran did it or somebody else did it, and then you do it. And then the United States falls to its knees and the world's yours. That's the scary part. They got a lot to gain from it. Now, would they take the risk? They don't always have to think we're about to hit them, maybe, or this was an important turning point in their history, so they needed to do it for some reason. I don't know. I don't know, my friends. Iran might believe that we're about to hit them because of all the maneuvers in there, so they might do something as a preemptive strike against us. Or they might be fooled into that by China whispering in their ears, oh, we got this intel. The United States is about to go beat on you. They're about to whomp you with some bombs. And they go, oh, well, we better do something about it before we do it. I don't know. That's all wild speculation, but my friend Stacy had a dream. And it's mind-boggling to me. It's just mind-boggling. Then after all that dreaming, here we are today with a special envoy for the Trump administration telling Iran not to send missiles to Venezuela. That's not, wow, mind exploding, wow. Holy, holy moly. Blows your mind. Really? That's happening now? And it's just like what she dreamed being played out. And there's in this big flotilla in the harbinger of the birth of Christ. That's what a lot of people believe. Is it the harbinger of the return of Christ? Well, we've not gone through all the great tribulation there yet, so maybe it's a harbinger of bad things to come, and then good things later. I don't know. Or it could just be we got a couple planets lining up in the sky, and it's going to be real pretty. Yeah. What do y'all think? 3-0 send it on the monitor. Record it, Scratch. Give it a recording. You're kind of psychic or something, Craig. Well, tell us about it. What do you see, buddy? IBM-based programming built tech. Okay, IBM-based programming built tech, including computers. Researched 20 years on 5 continents with ABC duties. Okay. All right. Of course, when I went to once the National Guard, they called it NBC. So it just kind of switched back and forth, nuclear, biological, and chemical. And I was the actual honor grad. In the Guard, they actually had a school in the school, and they had it at Camp Shelby, and I was the honor grad in that school. So on that topic, they actually taught it pretty good. So what Raven will know and can back up when I say the military plans for war and operations in a nuclear war. They ain't just going to say, "Oh, right, it's over," and run home. No, they keep going. The military trains. If you ain't wiped out by it, you just keep going. And they train you how to estimate the height of the yield of the nuclear explosion by one. You can tell how long ago it was by the sound coming to you, and then based on that and the angle, you can figure out what the height is of it, and based on that and the width of the cloud, you can figure out there's charts. You can figure out what the megatonnage was, and with that and the winds, you can plot where the fallout's going, so you can try to avoid the fallout areas. If you have to go through the fallout areas, they teach you to put sandbags on the bottom of your Jeep or whatever you're driving. Which I don't have Jeeps now, Humvees or whatever. So yeah, there was a lot of training for operations in and around nuclear detonations. Plane down in Michigan, Upper Peninsula. At dream or not, if citizens stand together, take the 3% control. There you go. Keyline. What's worse, dark winter or red October? Wow. If I had to choose, I think I'd take the dark winter over red October. That is, if you find dark winter by pandemic and being locked up. If it's grid down, hey, I can fight in a red October. You can't fight the power plants going off. I'd choose red October in that case. Dan says, thank you for the late night chat. Thank you for being here, Dan. Blue words. Yeah. Oh, guys, I don't know if we can go so late tonight. Sides are polarized. Now we stand. Yes. I'll make an yawn. I'm sorry. It's contagious, right? Yeah, I gotta have some coffee. Some dude in a face mask, big jacket and plastic bags in his hands, rang the doorbell. Oh. It was crop circles that made me buy and build my equipment because most of them are on my doorstep. Scratch. Wow. You have to tell us about your equipment. Okay, Scratch. That's gotten infinitely more interesting now. What do you got, buddy? What kind of equipment do you have? Man, there's a bit of everything. Excuse me, guys. Mm. All right, I'm going to try to catch these messages up here. I'm getting a serious point. I'm going to have to have some coffee. War helps no one. I'd be a war if it comes, says Rebel Rose. Hell, it helps the banksters. They always get ahead. They're the only one who win the wars. Bagley's what about what was AMTV? Chris on AMTV. He's always like crying. World War III starting. The stock market's going to crash tomorrow. World War III starting now. Constantly. Been doing that for years, and it's a huge channel. So maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. Maybe I shouldn't get on here. I've been accused of being a fearmonger, but I'm always laughing at my videos and talking, telling you how to work it out and get around it. And maybe if I did that, I'd have a bigger channel. Hey guys, it's gonna get us. You gotta watch it. I better duck. Look, it's coming. Oh my god. You don't hear me do that. But there's also channels that guy comes up with the camera and he's like the whole time. Our channels where that's mostly what to do. Now maybe they got a good reason for that. In fact, those are some interesting channels. But people call me the fearmonger. That's funny. I was taking over through businesses and land parties. Yeah, that needs to be stopped. We need to put a hold on. In fact, we're going to nationalize everything they bought. In my dream, it was Easter Island. Okay, Jimmy, what did you dream? Talk of invasion. Yeah, it's talks of invasion, talks of civil war. Retard commentator says, hi, yo. Oh, excuse me, I got to bomb me so we can get down here. Taiwan never became Dutch. Maybe should have, huh? Feel the energy. Oh, excuse me, folks. I'm sorry. Man, I'm getting rough here. I hadn't had coffee all day. It's showing. I didn't have time to make it because I had to go shop and get a few things because I need to ship it tomorrow. Yay. Oh, Isaiah 18. Yeah, Isaiah 17 was the one where he talked about Damascus, right? Isaiah 17. I talked about that. I believe I mentioned that when I talked about Damascus. Sometimes I'll write prophecies and scripture down on a notepad, and I'll start talking, and I'll realize afterwards I didn't talk about it. And, oh, shit, I meant to talk about that in my video. Listen. Mom's had dreams come true. Huh. All right, Valerie. All right, it's getting rough on me, guys. Yeah, God did say that. Knowledge has been poured out. Yeah. Well, the aliens aren't here to help us. They're demons. So much disinformation and false flag operation going on that I refuse to venture an opinion. That's smart. Yeah, it's hard to say. That's what I'm going to say. I agree with that. Yeah. Excuse me, guys. I'm running out of gas here. Whoo-wee. I'm no prep Greg. There's no specific catastrophe event. The fact is inevitable. God won't be made a fool. When the weeds take over the garden, you till it under. All right. Hey, Jason, how you doing, buddy? Jason Avers is here. Jason just did a video on something I've been planning to do a video for some time, making ammonium nitrate. And I've talked about it. I mentioned it a few times in the video, and I've been saying eventually I wanted to do it. Well, he did it. So go check him out. Yeah, his channel don't have near enough subscribers on there, so go in there and subscribe to Jason Avers' channel. And check out the video and give it a thumbs up. Blow his video up. Blow his channel up. Get tons of subscribers there. So we have tons of people here right now, but there'll be more people watching this later for a while. Do you have drinks tonight, Greg? The thing I want to drink is coffee. Coffee. I'm not one to care for alcohol. Every once in a blue moon I'll have a little wine or something, but it's rare because it don't sit well with me. Makes my heart go to races. All right. Sorry, guys. It's getting rough on me here. I'm trying to stay awake. Put my head on backwards. You wouldn't know I'd be able to know that with this whole flop hat, but I do. All right, good night, Rebel. Yeah, I do, Wazzo. I need coffee bad. Yukon Ranger. Night vision scope. All right, Scratch. Scratch, you're set up, buddy. Alice Jones. Folks, Greg, you're okay, just like you are. Well, thank you. Dan Beach is laughing, says gay frogs. Jay, man, where did you dream where you were at when you dreamed of that, Jay? Dr. Jamin's place. Where did you dream you were? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I named the video right? Friday fried green grapes. As often I am fried by Friday after all week staying up, not getting any sleep, pushing. I'm often fried by Fridays, and it was always rough when I had to go to the farmer's market real early on the morning Saturday. That next Saturday, after I did farmer's market, I'd be wiped out. I'd be useless all day long. Phew. I'm just trying to scroll this through here a little bit. I'll read everything aloud. Well, I think there's been some many updated. Maybe things are about to happen. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's that time. Excuse me. All right. Am I safe? Yeah, I'm safe. I'm in my house. Approaching Capitol Hill. Had the dream of 2001. Yeah, I'm very hoping it ain't that time. All right, guys. I finally got to the bottom. I was scrolling real quick, not really reading everything in detail like I'm used to. Guys, I'm going to have to make some coffee or go to bed or something. But yeah, actually, I need to wrap some presents. I need to get them out of my car. I hope to mail them in the morning. The post office here closes at 10:30 in the morning. So I got to get hoofing. I got to have some coffee to make it happen. Project Blue Dream. So someone's been talking about that. You're making coffee now. Well, pass them through the screen. 6 a.m. here. Stand up. We'll scratch your hardcore, buddy. All right, guys. I'm gonna get off. It's midnight here. The clock just struck midnight. The mid clock just struck night is Charlie Campbell used to say in a story on Hee Haw called Render Sella. Look up Render Sella. If you want to see something funny. All right, guys. Y'all have my coffee pot shut off. Oh, okay. Snow, Central Michigan. All right, Dan. Yeah, I'm going to do some coffee first, guys. I got a few things to do before I call night. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I thank y'all for being here. You're awesome. I believe I'm blessed with the best chat group in the world. Again, thank y'all. Have a great night and have a wondrous weekend. And I'll probably be going live Sunday, most likely, again, from the flea market. I already got your bus. I'll still be there. So, anyway, good night, everyone.